Well, it's exciting. I get the opportunity to start, and I just want to go out there and do the job as if I was coming off the bench. I don't want to change any routine like I was doing in college. I mean, I really don't have a routine, but I just want to just go out there and play hard, and just let my game speak for itself.
Pierce, he and Carter both quiet so far. Pierce baseline, and Carter got caught looking away. Pierce faked him out with his eyes, and Carter was forced to foul him.
Watching the play, Antoine Walker was all alone on the low post. If Oakley has to help on the baseline penetration.
And Walker, one of those players Pitino had at Kentucky. Vince Carter with his first basket in the NBA. You see the great leaping ability, as he should be able to create his own shot anytime he wants.
And Vince Carter's not a great scorer yet from the outside, but he is an excellent scorer from the middle range. If he gets in the 12, 14-foot range, he can hurt you because he leaps so well.
There's Carter forcing the steal, and Christie runs right by Batiste.
Impressive for a young player to be out, hands over his head, challenging the basketball 24, 25 feet from the basket.
Paul Pierce forces the turnover. Kenny Anderson, Antoine Walker, he's got 11 players for the first 2 weeks of the season. Each team carrying 14 players. Carter spinning on Bowen, gets to the basket, a little bit strong, but that's Vince Carter. He can explode to the hoop. Dan Shulman, Brian Heaney, and David Amber back with you here in Boston. The Raptors and Celtics tied at 24 at the end of the first quarter.
You know, other teams certainly would place a high premium on those kinds of players as they make a playoff run. They would be in high demand, and they'd have to look and see what they could get in return.
Pretty nice move under the hoop by Vince Carter. Oakley playing a lot of minutes for Toronto tonight. Here's Carter and Pierce, the two rookies going head-to-head. That's a tough shot. Raptors have played more than 8 minutes this quarter without turning the ball over once against the team that forced more turnovers than any other in the league last year. Carter way long on the three-pointer. Rick Pitino went to look at Paul Pierce, who just committed a foul, and saw another guy, said, "Who's that guy?" The bench for the Raptors, because of the shortened season, figures to be more of a factor, and also because it's a little bit better this year when you can bring McGrady, Slater, D. Brown off the bench. And what of John Willis, who has not played yet? Another guy who was second on the team in scoring last year and appears to have worked himself into the doghouse here in the early going. Anderson out for the Celtics. Garnett will try it again, and this time Carter got a hand on it. Carter at the other end, wave off the basket. Foul on the floor before the shot.
Good hustle by Vince Carter, though. You see the rookie challenges the jump shot in the corner on the baseline, deflects it, and then hustles down and gets on the front end of a pass in transition. That kind of athleticism makes a big contribution. Here's Carter. He stands the defensive player up, goes baseline, gets fouled before the release of the shot.
That is more Vince Carter's game than standing at 23 feet and launching three-pointers, although his shooting has improved. Brown returning home to where he spent 8 years as a member of the Celtics, as Carter hits them both. A huge start for the Celtics, but Toronto leads Boston by 7 as we send you back to the studio. Paul Pierce. Carter got back, and he and Oakley combined to knock the ball away. Numbers for the Raptors at the other end. Alvin Williams with a little head fake. Wide open, Kevin Willis. Not as many new faces on the Boston side of the floor as there are on the Toronto, but still adjustments to be made with a very short camp. Carter on Pierce. Oakley passed it up, and then just too close to Willis to throw that hard of a pass. Christie looking inside for Willis. Baseline, Carter spins, elevates, and hits.
That's an excellent move by Vince Carter, spinning into the paint. He's got great lift. If he gets his back turned to you and jumps, you're not going to get up there to contest that shot.
9-point Toronto lead early second half. Williams goes for the steal, doesn't get it. Anderson has to throw up a line drive, and it bounces free to Carter.
Charles Oakley and Kevin Willis both involved in that whole defensive backboard series to a certain extent. You see that veteran leadership, all hustling, trying to help out.
Vince Carter. And the foul underneath as Carter blew by Paul Pierce to the basket that time. Antoine Walker commits the foul.
Here you see Vince Carter going to the glass. Kevin Willis keeping the basketball alive, following up. Wherever the ball goes, you see a player like Kevin Willis not stand still and watch it. He's going to the glass, following the ball, offensively or defensively, in on the rebound, or keeping the ball alive.
He'll be quicker than some centers, and against a team like Boston, he'll be bigger than most of the guys that Boston can throw out there.
A touch foul of Vince Carter. He's turning around. He's got both hands laid out. He's going, what? What did I do?
Popeye Jones, the ex-Raptor, is on to Boston. He's got a bad quad, and he hasn't played tonight. So they got a lot of aches and pains. Look at the leaping ability by Vince Carter.
Yeah, that's exactly what you can expect of Vince Carter. He made that play just on his ability to jump.
Celtics get it back. McCarty. Maybe better off using the glass there. Good thing they can carry 14 players for the first couple of weeks.
Well, of course, and one of the things that Pitino was expecting was
offensive foul on Bruce Bowen. And there is Vince Carter taking the charge. He came into North Carolina with a reputation of being a poor defender. Got better and better, and now has to be considered an above-average defender as he begins his NBA career. Kevin Willis, here comes the double team. Open man is D. Brown. Carter. Willis keeps it alive.
to create the angle. You put the ball high on the glass, you're going to be able to beat any extended shot block opportunity. Paul Pierce executes perfectly.
Doug Christie at the other end answers with a three-pointer.
And neither one working against the grain of their offenses. They're taking scoring opportunities that come to them within the offense and that play to their skill sets. Carter making the more sensational athletic moves, a couple of spin moves in the middle, jumping over.
Celtics making a little bit of a run toward the end of the third quarter, but then Charles Oakley gets his first bucket as a Raptor, and it's a big one. Raptors will play again tomorrow night in Washington as Vince Carter has the shot block. Raptors retain possession, and we'll begin to see as the season goes along how the Willises and Oakleys, when they play 2 in a row or 4 in 5 nights, as the Raptors will to begin the season, how they respond. Now he squeezes the rebound. Numbers. Oakley. Carter!
Charles Oakley, recognizing who he had on his right shoulder in Vince Carter, just laid it up there in the general vicinity of the rim, and Vince Carter went up and got it and took it home.
7-0 run for the Raptors. From the corner, Pierce. Rebound of Vince Carter. Raptors will try not to rush it. Willis, way strong. Offensive rebound, Carter. Offensive rebound, Oakley.
There's a situation where Kevin Willis and Charles Oakley haven't had much of a breather here in the fourth quarter. Both stood and watched on that conversion and then transition opportunity.
Just 2:11 to play. Raptors will try to hang on. They've got a 12-point lead on Boston. Oakley and Willis still in the game, along with Christie and Carter. D. Brown on the floor as well. Carter has fun playing the game. He smiles in a warm-up. He smiles during the game. He talks to the fans sitting in the first row. He's got a real great attitude about it all, and he's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And the Raptors thought to be down near the bottom.
Well, the Celtics have to be healthy if they're going to deliver on those expectations, and they're not healthy here tonight.
Nice finish by Vince Carter. 16 points.